Los Angeles. Yep, triathlon has come to Hollywood. And guess what? I am going to be racing with the pros and the challenge athletes. Okay, before you start to worry that I'm going to be completely out of my depth against these incredible athletes, it's actually a relay. Yep, I have been invited to take part in the inaugural PTO Pro-Am race here in LA. And I would even go as far to say that I'm feeling pretty confident, not in my own physical ability, but in my powerhouse of a team. That said, though, I hear there's some strong contenders who are up for a big race.
And there they go, so they're bang on time. Bob Abbott's been here, and he was saying they've just handed out almost $7 million of challenge athletes.
So I know I've got the strongest team, and I'm pretty sure I've got the strongest legs on the bike too. And they both had better races than me in St. George, so I've got more to prove out here than they do.
On the course tomorrow, I don't think he's ever lost to a guy with no legs, so I'm excited to bring that to him.
I'm here to bike as hard as I can, and if he's within a minute, I'll be impressed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how much advantage do I need over Paul, do you think?
I think you two are going to go toe-to-toe, actually. I think he's looking forward to you guys going toe-to-toe.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, the chat is going down, and I think you can just tell how up for this unique PTO event everybody is. It's a first for triathlon, having a relay of this style. And to tell us a little bit more about how the collaboration between the Professional Triathletes Organisation and the Challenge Athletes Foundation came together to make this idea a reality, I spoke to the co-founder of CAF, Mr. Bob Babbitt. Well, Bob, first, if you can just give me a little background of how this came, how the Challenge Athletes Foundation actually got intertwined with the PTO to make this event happen.
Well, really everything with PTO, Sam Renouf, who's the president of PTO, he was president of Active at one point, and longtime supporter of CAF. He actually ran the Marathon des Sables, and I think back then he raised $14,000 for CAF during that. So he has been a big proponent of athletes or athletes. And if you're an endurance athlete and you're in a wheelchair, or if you're missing a leg, or if you're a top pro, you're special.
Yeah.
And so one of the things he always wanted to do especially with this event, was to create a pro-am where we would have CAF athletes swimming and PTO athletes riding, and then have a mixture of celebs and CF athletes doing the run. And that's sort of what's happened.
And what are you hoping to get from this event? What are you hoping it's going to do for the Challenge Athlete Foundation and triathlon as a whole?
I think the main deal is it's really important for people to feel and touch it. So over the years, Chris McCormick came to our event in San Diego, our San Diego Triathlon Challenge. And then the following year, he said, when he came to it, he says, there's 150 challenge athletes from all over the world, that it's a world they'd never seen before. So the following year, he did the bike ride, right? And as he's riding down the coast, his wife and his daughters are at La Jolla Shores to see the finish of the bike ride. And they came up with a line from that I use to this day. So his wife and daughters are there at the finish, and all 150 cyclists are coming in, and all of our amputee kids are putting medals on everybody. So while they're waiting, the kids are jumping hurdles and playing, and so Mac, his wife, says, hey honey, why don't you go play with the other kids? She says, I can't play with them, I don't have a magic leg like they do. So just that awareness of, wait a second, that kid's got a prosthetic leg, but he's got Scooby-Doo on it. He's got Batman on it. That's cool. And that was something from the very beginning of CAF. I never wanted our athletes to be looked at as sympathetic. Back in the day when we started CAF in 93, 94, there would be late night commercials around the country with an actress named Sally Struthers, and it would be violin music, and here's these poor people, please help them out. The first photo shoot with Rudy when he was 7, 8 years old, his hands on his hips, you see his prosthetic legs, low angle hero shot, basically saying, you give me a piece of equipment, I'll kick your ass, right? That's all I need. Give me an equal opportunity to be great, and I'll be great. And that really kicked everything off, and this is sort of that next generation of, you've got Daniel Bakkergaard, and you've got Sam Long, and you've got Lionel Sanders, and these guys might not have had an interaction with a world-class challenge athlete before, and when they see these guys coming out of the water, and then they see Rudy and Roderick and Willie running, they're gonna get it, that they're the same as they are, but their bodies are different.
Well, meet Elisa Seeley, our swimmer, a Team USA Paralympian with 2 Paralympic gold medals in the PTS2 category from Rio and the Tokyo Paralympic Games, as well as 3 world titles. And then on the bike leg, we have the pro Daniel Bakkergaard from Denmark, an Ironman 70.3 world champs, 3rd place finisher, and he's just off the back of the Ironman world champs, where he finished 7th. He's currently ranked number 4 in the world.
You know, when I was asked to do it, I was just excited to have the opportunity to do any race. I haven't raced since Tokyo, so this is kind of my first time back. But now that I'm here, like, the energy is infectious. I didn't exactly know what the format was or how this all worked until I got here. I've just been so busy, I haven't had a chance to look. But now that there's some smack talk going down, and it's getting kind of exciting, and I think it's gonna be really cool. It's a really cool opportunity for Paralympics to showcase what we're able to do next to pros and next to amateurs, or whatever we want to call it. And I think it's a great show of the capabilities, even with a disability.
I think in general what PTO does very well is just to show, like, normal people that we can do triathlon. It does not have to be this terrible, grueling sport where you just have to grind it out every day. You can also do shorter distance. You can just go out and have fun, and like what this weekend is about, being like social and just enjoy racing and enjoy the atmosphere. That's the sport. It's not the distance, it's not the time, it's not whatever. It's to, like, enjoy life and enjoy racing, enjoy training, and we can do it in LA, in downtown LA, and it's not that often you actually get to do that. So I think all in all, PTO does very well in just, showing that this is a lifestyle, and you can actually enjoy it very much.
There are some strong contenders. We've definitely got our work cut out, but I am backing our team. Whatever happens, though, out on the course, this event has already showcased the power of sport to bring people together and just to inspire others. Well, just so you know exactly who we are up against and what this course entails, here are some of the key stats. It's an Olympic distance relay, so it starts from Venice Beach with a 1,500-metre looped sea swim. The transition happens on the beach as the cyclists then run to their bikes and head out along Venice Boulevard and towards the iconic downtown LA. After heading on an out-and-back loop, they return to downtown for T2 and hand over to the runners. It's 2 laps of a 5K route, heading up and over the highway, down the other side and back again, making it one of the hillier routes for this city. Just come up and the Pro-Am relay has started. The CAF athletes are taking it away with the swim. I've seen Elisa this morning, she seems in good spirits, and Daniel's waiting at the finish for the handover. We've got to peg it back to T2 to get ready for the run.
About all the athlete stories, of course.
Well, to the women power, it looks like Lettenberg is virtually going to be first out.
Fantastic.
But here's where Chris will get that last little benefit, right? That's what we saw and what we anticipated. So she's going to have to work against gravity, and that last 30 meters could take anywhere from 15 or 20 seconds. There, you can see her helpers are coming, and they've got her crutches, right? So that'll give her the ability to get in. Chris is doing the tag.
So Chris on the first into T1, hands over to Heather Jackson, who is now dashing up the beach into T1.
Well, she's one of the greatest runners in sport, so she won't mind having to run up the extra couple hundred meters. And there you can see the balance of our athletes. Fantastic job by Lettenberg, the Rice swimmer. Awesome job. Look at the smile. What a fantastic job out there today. And you have to say that she was the smartest of all the swimmers. She definitely did the straightest line.
Just handing over to Haley Jura.
Anybody who's ever run on sand knows that 400 meters on sand can get the heart rate rising very, very quickly. Wow, what a great swim by Haven Shepherd.
She, too, always finds such a positive spirit.
My goodness, we thought there might be a 5-minute gap. It's probably going to be about 3 minutes. And there goes Lionel Sanders.
I believe that's
Emily
Gray coming out of the water now. Emily these days, she's a climber. She started with swimming, credentialed in swimming, but now she's trying to make a real impression in paraclimbing, get it recognised as a Paralympic sport.
And there goes the tag. There goes Mr. Sam Long. You know, this Sam is so good for the sport. You know, initially I think some young people maybe were watching thinking this guy's being a little bit brass, but you know, he's backed it up with victories, medals at the 70.3 Worlds, through the mat. So what he's doing right there, he took off her chip and tossed it down, and that way we'll have an official time for their swim leg, and now he's got a chip on his own ankle, which will become the official bike split for him.
We didn't see the changeover of Elisa Seeley to Daniel Bakkergaard, but we are informed that has happened successfully. Last out of the water was Jamal Hill. Here we go, Barry, here we go.
Let's see if he says anything, even looks over. They swim together in the pool every morning, so I mean, these
Heather
are pals.
had a look, but Lionel's dialed in as he passes Heather Jackson on the course as he steams up Venice Boulevard here. And there's the big rig, Sam Long. And again, we're talking about kit, by the way. Now, I love this. I love the pink. I don't carry it off nearly as well as what Sam Long does,
I don't think either of us could.
But he's looking fantastic out there. He's got a really good cadence there as well on the bike. If you've been across the PTO socials this week, you'd have noticed that Daniel was having a little fun at Sam Long's expense. He did this little sketch where he'd gone down to Venice Beach and was posing with some safety equipment, kind of saying, I just told the lifeguards to take the day off tomorrow because you don't have to worry, Sam Long will not be swimming. And if you know the story about this, Jan Frodeno threw an inflatable into the pool when they were getting ready for the Collins Cup.
Yes.
And actually Sam responded by saying that really put him on tilt for the race, and he was a bit intimidated by that. So Bakkergaard, smelling blood in the water, if you like, has followed up once again here in Los Angeles and laying it down to Sam Long. So, you know, he's going to try and chase him down on the bike.
Well, Team Sanders then approaching T2 here after being led off so brilliantly, of course, by Haven Shepherd. They're about 2 minutes down, weren't they, on Team Jackson and Team Chura, but have made up a lot of time like we expected. Vicky, now, obviously, Lionel, Team Sanders will hand over to Paul Felder for the final leg on the run, and he's going for a PB, isn't he?
That's what he said his real aim is for the day. He's new to the sport still. We still don't know exactly what to expect from him. He's talked about targeting that sub 40-minute barrier today. That could be enough to bring him home the victory, but we have got some other runners that might actually be able to, you know, close that gap down again.
Oh, and I think he's just noticed that he's coming through.
He's gonna, let's see if he responds here. This is an area that they will not worry about drafting because they just literally cannot get away from each other. As they get into the narrow sections, the officials will make sure they don't make those extra calls. So this is going to be a great run out there, no question. Heather Fell going to be Daniel's athlete to go out, and Sam Long's going to have Rudy Garcia. So those two runners are going to be able to almost be side by side going out onto the run course.
Come on, let's go! Woo-hoo!
Nice one!
Good way, mate. How are we feeling, Heather?
Nervous. Being chased down by Rudy, the legend.
Athletes out on the course.
Oh, and there's Heather Fell.
Olympic Games silver medalist, I think, from way back in 2008 in modern pentathlon.
Yeah,
so,
she's an absolute gangster in terms of athletic achievements. And of course, if you squint and look in a bit closer, you will notice her from the Global Triathlon Network as well. One of the lead presenters over there. I very much enjoy their content, but she's a formidable competitor.
Oh my God, what a race. That was so awesome. And my teammates were amazing. So yeah, massive thanks to Elisa and to Daniel for giving me a great position to start that run. It was brutal, but hey, it's not about that. It was just such fun being out there, mixing it up with the Challenge Athletes Foundation and with the pros. And you guys have actually got a chance to go and race with the pros pretty much alongside and meet them at all of the PTO tours. So we've got Edmonton in Canada, the Collins Cup in Slovakia, and Dallas in the USA coming up later this summer, where you get to basically race as an amateur and then watch the pros and mingle with them and meet them. And if it's anything like this, I would recommend it, because I mean, I think you guys can agree it's been such a buzz day being out there on that course with those guys. It just felt really special and I've had a brilliant time. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed watching it and you've just seen what triathlon can be about. I love it when it comes back to its roots and it's just everyone supporting everyone. So yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. The PTO have done a great job to put this on, and the Challenge Athletes Foundation for bringing it all together. So congratulations to those guys. Thank you, and hopefully you've enjoyed it. Give us a like and hit that subscribe.